Hello, let's start with another question of section B. The question is HELOT Company. This question came in September 2016, and HELOT Company develops and sells custom computer games. It is well known for launching innovative and interactive role playing games, and its new releases are always eagerly anticipated by the gaming community. Customers value the technical excellence of the games and durability of the product and packaging. Helot has previously used a traditional absorption costing system and full cost plus pricing to cost and full cost plus pricing to cost and price its product. Okay. It has recently recruited a new finance director who believes the company would benefit from using target costing. They are keen to try this method on a new game concept called Spartan, which has been recently approved. After discussion with the board, the finance director undertook some market research to find out customers' opinion on the new game concept to assess the potential new games offered by the competitors. The result were used to establish target price of 45 for Spartan, and estimated sales volume was 350,000 units. Okay. Hellet wanted to achieve a target profit margin of 35%. So the target revenue has been given. Target revenue can be calculated. Target revenue can be calculated by the help of this information which is given. We can multiply 350,000 into 45. We will get the target revenue, and after that we can based on which we can evaluate the target profit margin. The profit margin will then be deducted from it, and then we can get the target cost. So the finance director has also begun collecting cost data for the new games and has projected. So the projection is the projection it is given all over here. The production cost per unit, direct material, direct labor, direct machining, setup, inspection and testing, total non-production cost, design, marketing, consultant and distribution. So let's read out the first part. The first part is, which of the following statement would the finance director have used to explain to Hallett Company's board what the benefits were of adopting a target costing approach so early in games life cycle costing? So cost will be split into material, system, delivery and disposal category of improved cost reduction analysis. I feel okay. I don't feel that this might be, but let's read further. Then the second is customer requirement. Customer requirement for quality, cost, and timescale are more likely to be included in decision of on developing new product. So customers requirement for quality, cost and timescale are more likely to be included in decision on the product development. It is a very obvious answer is yes, because while developing a product you will obviously take care of the quality, cost and timescale, and most of the design and development decisions are taken on the very first stage of the product life cycle. So when we set up when we start producing a unit, and these are the parameters or factors which are considered or are given importance. So its key concept is based on how to turn the material into sales as quickly as possible. No, the primary objective is not that. I think the primary objective of life cycle costing is in order to evaluate or to assess the unit or the product being developed, whether it is feasible, whether it will generate some cost benefit based on the cost benefit analysis, whether it will be profitable or not, whether it is feasible for us to continue or not with whatever the designing, development or research is being done at the very initial stage, will it be useful? Because when we are in the research stage, development stage, we are not sure whether the product will be launched or not. We are just in the research phase. So if we after that research we find that okay, this is not feasible, launching is not will not be beneficial, and if we will launch, we will not be able to generate profit, or there are several other factors. So I think this is not the primary objective. And the last is the company will focus on designing out cost prior to production rather than cost control, yes, during live production. So I think 2 and 4 are the option. Now what is the forecast cost gap for new game? Okay, as mentioned earlier, I said that you can what you can do is, so what you can do is you need to calculate the forecast cost. So the forecast cost can be calculated from here. If I just add on the production cost per unit, which is 3 plus 2.5 plus 5.05 plus 4.45 plus 4.3, I will get 15.3 till here, and this can be multiplied by what, 3,50,000. But this is okay, this is per unit. And what is this total production cost? Total production cost, is the figure given to us in thousands? Yes, the figure is given to us in thousands. Okay, then it's fine. So if the figure is given to us in thousand, so my answer, if I multiply 15.3, which is the production cost per unit, by 3,50,000, I will get 5,355,000. So if I convert this number into thousands, it will be 5,355. Now I add this this non-production cost to this cost, so it will be it will be 10,955,000. Now the entire thing will be divided by 3,50,000. I will get the per unit cost. The per unit cost is 31.3. So like my cost which I wanted to forecast was the actual cost as per me is 31.3. But in the question, as you remember, it was given that the selling price is 45. If the selling price is 45 and the target profit margin is 35, and that means if I reduce 35% from 45, I will get what? The target cost. So the target cost is 29.25. How did I arrive? I simply subtracted 35% from the selling price and I got the target price. So the cost gap between the cost gap will be the difference between 29 and 31.3, and it will be 2.05. So A is the answer. Over here D was the answer. Now moving on to 3. Board of HELOT has asked the finance director to explain what activities can be undertaken to close the cost gap on its computer game. So buying cheaper, lower grade plastic for the game disc cases. Is it the way to reduce cost gap? Okay, we'll assess later on. Let us read all the options. Using standard components wherever possible in the production. Definitely yes, it can be. Employ more trainee game designer on lower salaries. No, this will lead to some compromise in the quality of the product as well. It can lead to operational errors, so this will increase the cost. Use the company's own online gaming website. Yes, so I think 2 and 3 are appropriate ways to reduce the or close the cost gap, and not so appropriate at this. Again, the direct labor cost per unit has been based on the expected learning rate of 90%. But now the finance director has realized that 95% learning rate should be applied. So which of the following statement is true? The target cost will decrease and the cost gap will increase. The target cost will increase but the cost gap will decrease. The target cost will remain same and the cost gap will increase. The target cost will remain same and the cost gap will decrease. So in this case, C is the answer. C is the answer, because the change in the learning rate will always increase the current estimated cost. Okay, so which will increase the cost gap, because over here the learning rate has increased from 90 to 95%, and this will lead to increase in the cost gap. So the target cost will remain unaffected. Okay, the target cost will remain unaffected as it is based on the target selling price, and the profit margin is over there based on the target selling price. So this will not change. But if the target cost is not changing, then what is changing, which is leading to increase in the cost gap? That is your actual cost. Okay, the budgeted cost are the actual cost. So that is why your cost gap is increasing. Now HELOT company is thinking about expanding its business and introducing a new computer repair service for customers. The board has asked if target costing could be applied to this service. Which of the following statements regarding services and the use of target costing within the service sector is true? The purchase of a service transfer ownership to the customer. Let me read the question once again. Which of the following statements regarding services and the use of target costing within the service sector is true? The purchase of service transfers ownership to the customer. Okay. Labor resources usage is high in service relative to the material requirement. Yes, this is definitely true. So we do we have to select one or two statements? I think only one. For me, I think B is the answer, but let's read further. A standard service cannot be produced, so target costing cannot be used. This is not actually the state. It makes it difficult to apply in the service industry, but it is not impossible. So over here the statement is written cannot. That means the statement is saying that it will never apply that target costing method can never be applied on the service standard service industry. So that is not true. Service characteristics include uniformity, perishability and intangibility. No. So I think B is the only answer, because labor resources usage is really high in case of service industry.